So why am I making this trip halfway across the country and back in an unfinished van build? Well, the short answer is that I'm building it in Pennsylvania, but I'm a resident in Colorado, and I'm also getting it registered in Colorado. So I had a 60-day temporary registration. It's been past 60 days. So I'm kind of taking this van in the middle of our build here and driving it from Pennsylvania to Colorado. I'm gonna stay there for a couple weeks, see some old friends and clients, and then drive back. So that's why I'm doing this whole trip. We're here in St. Albans, West Virginia, just outside of Charleston. I actually used to live here for 2 years, so it's cool to be back. I'd like to take a weekend and see everybody and take a whole weekend here, but we are parked in a parking lot at a restaurant. You see the river, which is nice. I always enjoyed this river, so I'm gonna make a peanut butter and banana sandwich, I believe. We've basically just been driving from Pennsylvania here to Charleston, been driving about 3.5 hours, just stopping at gas stations, getting some free hot water, making some quick instant coffee. But yeah, we're gonna make some lunch here. I do miss rivers like this. When I was living in Colorado, I miss the East Coast rivers that are actually rivers. Everything, I don't want to jinx anything, but everything in the van so far seems to be holding up pretty well. While we're driving, I'm gonna pack up again, get ready to hit the road, put on some Joe Rogan, what we've been listening to. The plan is we'll drive for a few more hours, and then we'll stop in the afternoon, and I'll start trying to figure out where we're gonna actually sleep tonight. Parked in the side of a road at Daniel Boone National Forest. It's about 50 minutes or so east of Lexington. There's a big lake here. I don't know the name of it, but me and Tobe are gonna go check it out. This will be my first night in the van, which is exciting. see how Toby and I both do. Kind of show you around a little bit of the van itself. Yeah, insulation, it's pretty much all done, which is the main thing. It's a really solid foundation. XPS foam board all along the walls, all inside the doors. I've got most of the ceiling done, except for a couple pieces where I temporarily, for this 2-week trip, just taped up some Reflectix for now, so it's better than nothing. So I got a little 2-burner stove, sitting on a cooler. It's got a regular cooler, some ice. Just for now, just doing individual gallons of water. Got a little rigged up curtain here. I'm eventually obviously gonna have a pole. Didn't work with the slanted, with these are too slanted right now to actually put the shower curtain up. But once we build the walls that are come down and over, then we'll actually be able to connect the shower rod. But for now, we just tied up some rope, put the shower curtain rods, whatever they're called, on there, so that we can put the curtain across. But I also have Reflectix made with Velcro for all the front windows. So I'll put, at night, Reflectix on all the front windows and the curtain, and then I have Reflectix for all of these windows as well to be block out all the light and have you know, complete privacy. Just basically a bunch of totes for storage, food, things like that. I have my bed I'm gonna have to make every night, which is no big deal. Just a backpacking air pad type deal, and the rest of my stuff there, and my guitar. I got Toby's bed there. He's laying down right now. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, we're officially in night mode. Got they got the Reflectix all up in the front windows. Got a vanilla candle going. Got a little LED lantern, and you'll be able to see it tomorrow. But I got my bed stuff set up right there. Toby's bed right here. Got my iPad. Gonna read a book, and then watch some Sopranos that I got downloaded on there. Right, so we stopped at Skeeter Mountain rest area, which is pretty cool because I'm 99% certain when I first did this trip with my with the big moving truck to move to Colorado, that I stopped at the same rest stops, so that's kind of cool. Last night I had a state park ranger. He knocked on my van about 9 p.m. flashlight, checked my ID, ran it and everything because my registration is a couple days expired, but he let me go with the warning with that because it's only been a few days. But didn't kick me out or anything. That's what I was mostly worried about, to have to find another place to sleep at 9 p.m. But so let me stay there the night, which was cool. Good first night in the van. It was kind of noisy being right next to that road. Slept pretty good. Just need to get used to sleeping in the van. It's definitely really different. Woke up a few times, but need to get used to that feeling of sleeping in public places, which I'm sure we will.
It just means that if that torch no longer is lighting the way, there's no mention of it. So it's important to be.
I slept great last night. I found this, brought a, from Delta for my flight from Brazil, little eye patch thing with earmuffs or earplugs. And I put those in last night and that helped so much. Yeah, I'm gonna fill up the tank here, get some more hot water to use. Show you this guy. From GSI, it's called the Coffee Rocket. I used this once yesterday. Even though I've been doing mostly instant, this thing's been awesome. You just put the grounds in there, put hot water in, I get from the gas station, and it does a drip with no electricity as a drip coffee for you. I'm gonna use this morning, should be great. And then I'm gonna keep heading west. I'm gonna pass Kansas City today, probably within the next couple hours. And then start getting into Kansas. And then I'll drive a little bit today. I need to stop at a grocery store at some point, pick up some lunch and dinner and stuff. Because I'm pretty much mostly out of food. So I'll stop at the store, take it a little bit easier today so that I'll get a little bit into Kansas. And then that'll bring me into Denver on Monday, hopefully, and then start this VIN verification and registration process. It's gonna ride out the rain at that truck stop. I'm sorry, the rest stop. But Googled it real quick and it looked like that it was heading kind of north-south. So sure enough, drove an hour west and it's been sunny and dry as possible. So thanks to the internet. Now time to buy some stuff. So slept in the Loves last night. Got a shower, which was awesome. Feels like a refresh button. The plan was to drive to COLBY, Kansas, which is about an hour and a half west, to get a little bit closer to Denver, and then stay and work in a Starbucks, get some client work done, and then shoot into Denver on Tuesday because there's a big blizzard going on there right now. Thought that'd be a safer bet. And sure enough, I started driving west on 70, and 70 is now closed. So I got off somewhere else. I'm not really sure where I'm at, but there's a McDonald's here. And I'm gonna do some client work there and get on the Wi-Fi, get a coffee. It'll take me into lunch, and then I'll make some lunch here, and then from there I'll try to figure out the water situation. I need to fill up soon, getting low, and then figure out where I'm going to stay, whether if it clears up I can take that hour and a half drive west to stay somewhere in COLBY, or if I want to try to find somewhere to stay here and then take the longer trip on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, into Denver. The highway was still closed, made it another hour and a half west, did a back road through like some Kansas farmland. It was a cool drive. Picked up some stuff from Walmart. Realized really quickly just how hairy everything gets with having Toby in such a small place. So hopefully this stuff works. I got some water-free shampoo, little deferminator thing, de-shedding, got a really big and sticky lint roller, and a brush. I'm gonna brush them, clean them, and then maybe do a little cleaning in the van before I go into the blizzard in Denver. And then I think there's a Pilot truck stop down the road here. I'll probably stop there and maybe stay there for the night. So I made it to Denver. Feels awesome to be back in Colorado. It's like a second home to me. One of my homes, I guess. Glad I waited a day in Kansas because there's a lot of snow here, and the aftermath of the blizzard There's a lot of cars pulled over on the side of the road that slid off the road. But the main roads are clear now, which is good because this van is not good in the snow. I'm at an air care out there. I just got my emissions and VIN taken care of. It's crazy. I just drove for the past 24 hours driving, the past 4 days, whatever it was, and just to have them look at my VIN, and I pay them $20 and they say it looks good, you know, but whatever makes the government happy, I guess. But yeah, really glad to be back in Colorado. I pulled over in some park kind of area here. I'm gonna grab a sandwich and then kind of go from there. I'm going to, I gotta work with the PA dealer. PDF scan some of the stuff I just got from AirCare over to them, and they're gonna overnight some stuff, and then I'll be able to hopefully be at the DMV tomorrow or the next day to get this thing officially registered. What I might do, I'll show you this setup for doing some computer work. So up here I've got, if you can see that, so I've got an inverter, which this thing plugs into the 12 volt right here. So you plug this in, it runs off the car battery, and then it's got the three prong outlet, if you can see that. So I can charge my laptop. And then I've also got Verizon Jetpack, which uses Verizon service and converts it into Wi-Fi. So it's not ideal if I'm doing, you know, when I do actual client work and stuff, I'll, you know, I've been going to public places, Starbucks and stuff, but for something like this, for now, to scan some stuff in, check my emails, things like that, I'll just do that right now after lunch. And so, yeah, I can charge stuff here with the USBs and then plug in my laptop using the inverter right there. And I can, you know, also obviously, like I said, connect to Wi-Fi. I can use my iPad, laptop, whatever, combination of everything. And then, yeah, and then I guess we'll kind of go from there. That'll bring me into the afternoon. And then I can start to figure out if I want to go somewhere to do some like client work today, or just wait till tomorrow to do that. And then start to figure out, I guess, where I'm going to stay tonight. And then figure out some logistics stuff, you know, try to call some laundromats, see which one seems good, to look up some laundromats, and call my jiu-jitsu school in northern Colorado in Fort Collins to get the payment and everything figured out, because I definitely want to train as much as I can while I'm here for the next, whatever, week and a half, whatever it is. So it turns out where I was parked for lunch was private. So someone came and kicked me out, but she was super nice. But then I went to leave and I got stuck in the snow. So I had to get my tire chains on and everything to get out of there. So it was a brutal welcome back from the city. But drove a little bit north just to get out of the city limits for now. So I need to go back into Denver at some point to finish the DMV stuff, but I'd rather be kind of outside of city limits for now. So I'm at Cabela's, in their RV parking area. Seems like no overnight parking here though. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go in and talk to him here in a second. But or I'll drive maybe farther north and find somewhere else to stay for tonight. But for now, just got my laptop here with all the new documents, and then gonna scan everything in and everything, and then a couple steps closer to getting this thing registered. So what ended up happening was a couple of my friends in Colorado Springs were awesome enough to let me stay there for a couple nights, take a shower, sleep in a bed. It's been incredible. So I'm gonna stay there for a couple days while the paperwork, Toby's excited, we're gonna go on a hike. While the paperwork gets USPS shipped into Denver, and then I can head up north into Denver, take care of all that at the DMV, and then finally head all the way up north into Fort Collins to stay there for the rest of the trip. But for now, I figured it's the afternoon now. I did some work at their house, got it on the Wi-Fi, so I did some work now. It's the afternoon. We are at Lovell Gulch Trail. It's about a little over 5 mile, 5.5, something like that. Hike, a lot of snow here, obviously, but we're gonna try to trek through it. I heard in some places it might be knee-high on this trail, but we're gonna see what we can do. These bean boots on. got spikes and all that stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to get through it. So yeah, gonna go on this hike, then head back and eat some dinner, and that's that. Not gonna lie, I had to force myself to go on this hike. Wasn't feeling it too much, but I knew I needed some exercise and get some nature in me and everything. And I never regret once I'm done doing it, even though if it's miserable. I'm not gonna lie, that one kind of was. It was super deep snow, posts holding up to my knees a lot of the time, so it was brutal. It took me a lot longer than I thought, but barely beat the sun down. I do have a headlamp just in case, but we made it. Let's hope. Anyway, glad I did it. Always am. Feel a little accomplished, got a little nature in me, and now we're gonna head back to the house and warm up, get a warm meal, and probably drink a couple beers because it is St. Patty's Day. And we deserve it. Look at those mountains. I'm at the parking lot of the Denver DMV. What a fun place to be. I'm in, I drove up north from this morning. I woke up, I was at my friend's house in Colorado Springs, drove up to Denver. I checked in. Now they say that to wait in my car, there's a 2.5 hour wait, which is never fun, but I guess with this setup, it's not too bad. So I'm going to hang out in the parking lot here with Toby for the next 2 hours. And it is lunchtime, which is nice, so I'm going to just make a peanut butter sandwich with a banana, maybe, if it's good. It froze overnight. I don't know what it's going to look like when I open it up. I don't know if I can still eat it after it freezes or not. I'm going to try. And then I got some like oatmeal, granola type stuff, chocolate stuff. And then also too, got my little kit here with that backpacking stove to boil up some water real quick and make some quick coffee. And then got some shows and stuff downloaded on my iPad there, so I'm gonna make some lunch, make some coffee, watch some shows on my iPad, check emails, things like that, to kill the time for 2 hours. And then hopefully I'll be able to get this van registered smoothly once I'm done waiting to get some Colorado license plates and to make it officially legal. And then the plan from there is to head up north to Fort Collins. I talked to the Anytime Fitness there. Seems like a good spot, cool people. So I'm going to look into potentially signing up for there. That'd be really helpful, obviously, for working out, going in and stretching, and then taking a shower would be a huge plus because it's pretty expensive to rely on truck stops and stuff for showers. So having a subscription like that at a gym would be great. I can use any of the locations in the country. And then hopefully no-gi tonight at 5. So plan is to sign up at the gym, head to no-gi, train there, and then go to the gym afterwards to maybe do a stretching session and shower and stuff, and then cook dinner and find a place to sleep tonight. I'll keep you updated on all that, but that is at least is the plan as of now. Probably overdue for an update. The registration of the van didn't work out, but I kind of honestly expected that going in, kind of a stoicism approach to not be disappointed when it inevitably happened. The FedEx said that I had to send them the title for the van. FedEx said that it was received and signed for. They say they don't have it. I got a temporary 60-day Colorado registration, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish the rest, over the phone later on. Drove up to northern Colorado here in Fort Collins since then. Staying at my friend's house up here, which has been awesome because it's been getting pretty cold at night. I think dropping in like the 20s. Went on a hike on Saturday and then went out with some friends in Old Town, which was awesome. I missed that town a lot. Two things I did as well is so I signed up for Panera My Coffee Rewards Plus Unlimited, something like that is what they call it. So I have 3 free months, and then I start being billed in June, 3 months from now, for $8.99 a month after that, and it's unlimited coffee, which is awesome. It's from working. So anytime I'm limited on Wi-Fi in the van, I can go into any Panera now in the country and get unlimited coffee. So that is I thought that was worthwhile, that investment. And then I also signed up for Anytime Fitness, signed up for the one here in Fort Collins, but again, I could be a guest in any of the locations in the country. I like Anytime. I have not a big fan of Planet Fitness. I know that's like the standard, the usual for the van dwelling people to use Planet Fitness, but I prefer to spend a little bit extra money to go to Anytime. Anytime's great. It's where I've been working out, stretching, whatever, showering. That's the big one. Also, my old jiu-jitsu gym here in town let me sign up for a week here while I'm in town, so that was awesome that they worked with me with that. So what I'm doing today, and kind of my standard probably for this week, what I'll be doing is that, so I woke up this morning, I went to Panera, got my bunch of cups of coffee, and did client work. And then from there I went to a gi jiu-jitsu class at noon. And then after that, I drove. Right now I'm in the parking lot of Anytime Fitness. So I drove here, I just ate some lunch, had a sandwich real quick. And then I'm going to go in there now, as soon as I'm done with this video. I'm going to go into Anytime Fitness. I might work out a little bit. My body's pretty beat up. I've been going to jiu-jitsu the past couple days and training and stuff. But I might work out a little bit and then do like a 30-minute maybe stretching session. And then shower. That'll bring me into late afternoon, and then I'll either go back to Panera and get a decaf coffee and finish up some work, or I'll just run some errands. Like I can go to a breeze-through car wash here, and they have free vacuums you can use. So maybe I'll vacuum out the van or something, or head to the store. I'll figure that out once I'm showered and everything. Head back to my friend's house tonight. I'm gonna cook some dinner and do some laundry there. It's going to be a typical day, I think, this week. So, in the morning, going to Panera or some coffee shop, doing work, going to jiu-jitsu, going to Anytime, working out and showering, and then either going back to Panera or doing some other errands. So, that's kind of where I'm at now. It's great to be back here for a bit. It's great to see everybody again. And, Toby's just been, whenever I stop in places, whether I'm training jiu-jitsu or Anytime Fitness or wherever, so I just pretty much, I open up this vent here, even though it's not plugged in, I could still open it up to get some fresh air in here for Toby. And I usually just leave those 2 side reflective steels on, usually just so I don't have to like constantly take them on and off with it being duct tape and not magnets. I usually just leave the back ones open, just helpful when driving. I usually leave the 2 side windows open so he can see out of them, and then I just cover up with the reflectix on the windshield. So you can see Toby there relaxing, but he's usually really good with that. He's got his bed back here. If he wants to come back here, he's got his water bowl and everything. So usually just, if it's super cold out, I'll run the heater a little bit before going in, or if it's hot, then I'll put on more reflectix and open up those windows and stuff. But really just the best I can, regulating the climate in the van. And just making sure he has water, but he's been doing great. So I just leave him in the van wherever I go in and, work in Panera or, do jiu-jitsu or train or whatever. And so that's been working out great so far. Right now I'm going to head in, do a little training, get a shower, and then go from there. I'm heading back now, heading back east, but just give like another update. So staying at our friend's house in Fort Collins, Colorado for the last week, which was awesome. My body's beat up, so I trained jiu-jitsu 5 out of the 7 days I was there. I think I also lifted too, like 4 out of the 7 days that I was there. Really took advantage of that when I could. Another thing that happened, I had to call the cops. Kind of witnessed like a crazy thing at a gas station there, so that was kind of weird. I'm giving myself, I think, 5 days to get back, which is plenty of time. I think I can average like 4.5 hours a day driving, and I'll get there in time. I'm heading back to a trout party, opening season of trout in Pennsylvania. So I'm trying to be back by April 1st to Pennsylvania, for that. Right now I am in Potter, Nebraska. See out the window there. Really nice day today, sunny. It's a cool little town. I'm just in the parking lot of like outside of a post office. Just a tiny little town. I think the population was like 320 or something. It's a little farm town right off I-80. Super windy here. Stopped. I'm back in the town now. It's a little less windy in town, but I drove on like a farmland to try to get some lunch, and I didn't have this locked, but I had it closed. And the actual vent was opening and shutting because of the wind, and I was afraid it was gonna, I don't know, rip it off or something. So I decided to go into town to have lunch. So I'm gonna head to the next town, which I believe is Sidney, Nebraska. Stop at a grocery store or something, Walmart, something like that, to get some dinner for tonight, and then from there decide on where we're gonna stay. It's kind of nice to, give myself more time to make it, so I don't have to drive as much during the day, so I can kind of relax and maybe pick, different places to camp outside of just like truck stops and stuff, and kind of drive a little bit farther or plan it out a little bit earlier, so that should be nice. But yeah, just really tired today, but just heading east, and I guess I'll check back once I don't know, figure out where I'm going to stay or I'm at the campsite or whatever. I tried a few public land places, and they all said no camping. So I gave up, and I'm back at a truck stop. There's a few other people on the other side of me, on the other side of that wall. I see a few other people already parking, van people like myself, parking here for the night. Toby's just resting. Got his reflectix in the window, blocking that sun for him. But he's doing good today. I am making some dinner. So, boiling up some water, which sounds like it might be boiling now. Yep. Just boiling water, throwing in a boiling a bag rice, which I'm gonna turn the heat down. That stove cooks faster than what I usually think it will. Just going to take that rice, put it on this plate here with a can of chicken, and then put on, which I always have to get at Colorado, some green chili sauce, salsa, whatever it is. It's made by 505. The stuff's incredible. I love this stuff. They make it in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I'll throw that in there. That'll be it. That'll be dinner. Really simple. I'm gonna try to, for the rest of this trip, as much as I can, stay in like some public land areas, by a pond or lake or whatever. I really don't mind truck stops, to be honest. Getting really used to it. I like how it's well lit in the parking lot, open 24/7, bathroom, amenities, whatever. Yep, another truck stop tonight, and then I'll just head a little bit further east tomorrow. For tonight, got some stuff downloaded there on the iPad, which I'll start watching at dinner. And then maybe watch some Sopranos again tonight. I miss watching that. It's been a few weeks. And then maybe right after dinner, read some of this. I just picked this up at a used bookstore in Fort Collins. This has been on my list for a while of books. It's about the Comanche Indians. And I was just glancing around the used bookstore in Fort Collins, and sure enough, it was there. So pretty much had to buy it. It's a good night, good day to start. I drove through Wyoming a little bit today, and right now I'm really close to Buffalo Bill's ranch, so it's kind of the right atmosphere to start that. Yeah, I might check in tonight maybe after dinner, or if not, I will check in tomorrow. I'm at a Phillips 66 gas station truck stop. We're sitting out here on the outside of the Truckers Chapel. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you real quick lunch. So a little tip, really easy. I went to the gas station and I grabbed 1 cup of hot water. That's just right in like their coffee station deal. I just brought this mug inside. And then in this bowl here, it's granulated on the inside. So I just poured a 1/2 cup of those quick oats. So you can just dump that in there. You know, stir it up, put the lid on, and you got oatmeal. So that'll be done in a minute. And then I've got on the pan here, I'm gonna cook some turkey sausage links, fry up a couple eggs, and then I've got in the cooler I'm sitting on some Greek yogurt and some strawberries. So that'll be lunch, kind of a big meal. But then hopefully head to a wildlife management area just down the road here after stopping at a Walmart real quick, and hopefully this whole afternoon I'll be able to like kind of camp and relax, but we'll see what happens. All right, so we found our spot for the night. We're near Lincoln, Nebraska. So where we're at is a Nebraska wildlife management area. There's only a few national forests and they're kind of off the highway in Nebraska. So what they have is these small wildlife management areas. And the way it works with camping is you don't really know until you drive there and you look at the signs, but a lot of them allow for 3-day camping, but a lot of them don't. So that's what happened last night. So I drove to a couple of them, and it was a weekend, so I couldn't call like the park service or anything. I drove to a bunch of them, and they all said no camping. But today we had better luck. I found this spot, which I really like, and it's cool for 3 days of primitive camping. So no services or anything, just kind of pack in, pack out. No electricity or water or anything like that. But I don't need any of that anyway. So this place will work perfect. It's so we've got a lake in front of us here, and then we've got a lake behind us too. It's kind of it's mostly where you walk off kind of the road a little bit. There's a couple of fire pits, maybe do tent camping and stuff, but I figured a park for a night would be great, just in this kind of boat ramp here, or I might move, but somewhere in this area will work. It'll clear out, of course, once it starts getting darker. But it'll be nice, a little change up from a truck stop to stay out here. Probably can't tell in this video, but the moon looks huge. Anyway, here's the lake that I'm at. It's probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock. But the moon is just super orange and huge right on the horizon. I've never seen it like that. Must be a Nebraska thing. But there's the van. And then get a little fire going here. Right by so the lake wraps around. So it goes around there. There's a little outhouse deal there, which is nice. There's the boat ramp, which most people are, gone now. It's getting late. And then the lake wraps around. That's where I'm parked and getting a nice little fire going. I'll probably play guitar out here a bit. Maybe read or something, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to sit out here and by the fire and the lake and everything. And then 2 feet away, I'll have a place to sleep that's insulated with a heater, and I can get on my iPad and watch shows and everything. It's pretty cool. Have just the right amount of amenities a couple feet away, but at the same time be able to enjoy a fire by the lake. goals for today: to drive at least 4 hours east, maybe 5, do some client work, and take a shower. Those are my goals. So I woke up early. You saw where I was camping. Yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska is pretty great for me. Sure enough, only 15 minutes away from the campsite where I was camping at, there was a Panera. So sorry if this is like crooked or something. I can't see the screen, so I'm just kind of guessing where the camera is. But anyway, drove 15 minutes to a Panera, and then so that's where I was all morning, drinking coffee and doing client work. And then sure enough, only a mile down the road from there is an Anytime Fitness. So I'm in southern Lincoln. That gym was great. I was able to go in there and did a simple workout, deadlift, bench, did some stretching, and I was able to get a shower. So then I'm gonna have my first meal of the day. So I'm just gonna do like one of these green spinach wrap deals, some canned chicken. So we drove yesterday through Iowa. Well, finished up through Nebraska and then through Iowa. It was super windy. I drove super slow because I'm not used to it, and everyone that had Iowa license plates were just flying past me. Just another day to them. But I felt like I was being thrown around in this, empty van, pretty much. So I drove slow through there, made it through there. I stayed in Iowa in a truck stop again. Yeah, and I did laundry at the truck stop, so that's cool. Got all that done. Now I drove to Chicago. So I'm in, like I said, just southwest of Chicago. I think it's Joliet, something like that, Illinois. Stopped here at Panera. I'm gonna block out like 3 hours or so to get some client work done. I'm just gonna open up this vent here and roll down that window a little bit, and then I'll put reflectix up in the windows for Toby. It's a little warm today, but nothing crazy. He should be fine. And I kind of like parking, like to where I can sit somewhere right there in the window, so I can just see the van as I'm working. And then I will drive an hour or two farther east when I'm done. That'll probably take me to dinner time, and then I'll figure out, where to stay. Probably just tonight, another truck stop, and then maybe tomorrow I should end up in like Ohio area-ish. And then maybe then I can start looking again for, some public land, some free public land to camp at. This is a tough part of the country to find that without doing like state parks to pay, things like that. That's where we're at. Panera. Alright, got some solid work done at Panera. What's up, buddy? Now we just drove to, where we at? South Bend, Indiana. At another truck stop, at a Pilot. Lost an hour on the way over, so it is now 7:30. It's nasty out. It is raining pretty good, which honestly, I'm excited about. This will be my first night in the van in the rain. And I think it'll be pretty nice to kind of hunker down in the van when it's like, kind of shitty outside, raining and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. So that's the plan tonight. I'm gonna settle down here, make some dinner real fast. As tempting as the Taco Bell is right across the street to drive through something real quick versus cooking in here, I think I'm going to bite the bullet and not be so lazy and cook. Nothing too crazy. I think just some bacon and eggs, do like a little breakfast for dinner thing. And feed this guy, because he's getting hungry, huh? But anyway, we're gonna buckle down for the night in this junk. For people who may not believe that there's elk in Pennsylvania, here's a whole bunch of them. I'm sorry about that big piece of dust right in the middle of the lens there. I'm just too lazy to grab my rag right now and clean it off. There's a bull back there. You can barely see him right now. Yeah, you can see him. What do you think? Can you take him? I think you can take him. Yeah. So we are alone as can be in the van. So that's our view. It's got the forest road going up that way.
And then there. And there. Got the creek flowing really good this year. Snow tonight is on the forecast. It's not too cold right now. It's in the 40s, but it's supposed to drop obviously below freezing tonight. And from what it sounds like, we will be waking up tomorrow morning to snow all around us. But what's cool is right out the window, looking out of my van, do you see on kind of the bottom left corner that orange thing in the water? That is probably an 18 to 20 inch trout, and it's a bright orange, like goldfish looking trout. They're called something. I can't remember what. It's kind of bugging me, and obviously, well, not obviously, I don't have service here, so no Googling for me. I can't remember the name of those. I know they're called something, but it's beautiful. You can clearly see. I walked down there to see if there's any trout in there this year, and sure enough, there's that big guy kind of standing out. But kind of cool. You can just see him from the van if you look out the window. It's pretty good interviews. Got some coffee brewed, so I figured I'd make one last video. I had to change the plans. I didn't film really at all yesterday, other than the stuff you saw last night with the golden trout deal and the elk and everything. So I left Tuesday night from Indiana, I think. And then my plan was to drive into Ohio somewhere, stay another night, Wednesday night, and then drive into Pennsylvania on today, on Thursday. Because if you remember, the whole purpose of this trip was first, of course, to get my van registered in Colorado, and then to make it back in time for my family's trout party, opening season of trout fishing, which is this Saturday. That's when I realized there was a forecast for snow, then I had to change the plan. So I decided to, when I was in Ohio, I had like 3 or 4 hours, like 3 or 4 hours west of here, and I had to figure out a place to stay anyway, so I figured might as well just knock out this last few hours and stay here at the camp. I had some quick time to stop at a Panera on the way over to get some Wi-Fi and, you know, send out some last minute emails and stuff. And then I really quickly just dropped by at any time as well and did a really fast workout, stretched, and then took a shower. And then right before dark, I made it here. Beat the snow. It's snowing now, but it wasn't. My worries was that, because I'm on a national forest right here, my worries is that it was going to accumulate a bunch of snow. That's why I wanted to make it before. But this isn't bad. I mean, it's nasty out, don't get me wrong, it's cold, and it's not accumulating, so that's good. But it's nice to be here anyway. Completely just solitude, me and Tobe. And that golden trout's still right there that I showed you last night. It's still just chilling right there. That's kind of what stock trout do. They just kind of chill for a while until they get used to the waters. And saw some whitetail right over the hill there last night as well. But that's about it. I saw one truck finally go past this morning, and that's been it. Other than that, there's been nobody, which has been great. It's been a nice change up. But I would say that, you know, the purpose of the trip worked out because I checked my bank yesterday, and that check, if you remember the DMV, the Denver DMV, I wrote on that check, and they said they lost my title and everything in the mail. But I was able to get the VIN verification done and emissions test and everything in the van. They deposited the check yesterday, the DMV did, so they must have found it somewhere. So I'm gonna wait for that confirmation in the mail a week or so, and then I'm gonna give them a call and hopefully be able to finish out the process. So I would say it's a success, the whole trip, and I made it back in time. So also learned, you know, a few things about the van and this lifestyle and everything. Learned a few things whenever we finished the build in the van, just like little things. So shoe storage is one. I had my shoes in my tote with my clothes, and that was that sucked. Every time I wanted to change shoes, I had to get the tote out and everything, and then if there's mud on the shoes, it gets on my clothes. And so I want to figure out shoe storage and the insulation in the back, that foam. When I'm on the highway, it's super loud right now, so I want to figure that out. Sounds like 2 styrofoam coolers rubbing together constantly. Usually I'm not a stickler for like noise and stuff like that when I'm driving, but you know, putting in long hours and days on the highway, like, it gets annoying after a while. I'd like to, if possible, to figure that out. Other than that, Colorado trip was great. Got to see friends who were awesome enough to let me stay at their house, where their house is. That helped out a lot. Got to see clients. I have clients in Colorado, so I got to see them. A few of them, have an in-person meeting with them. So that's always good. I try to be there. Well, I'm going to try to be there, you know, like 3 times a year or something. I'm probably kind of ranting because I've got time to kill, which is nice because I'm here, like I said, Thursday morning. It's just quiet, it's nice, solitude. That's gonna change. So my friends are coming up some of my friends are coming up this afternoon. The rest are coming up Friday, and you know, when they show up, the keg and everything, it's gonna be a lot crazier than it is now. I'm just gonna take this morning and drink coffee, maybe read, and just kind of soak in as much of this as I can. Can't wait to make this, you know, full time. Obviously, I won't be, when I'm doing this full time when the build's done, I won't be traveling as much, you know. It'll be more finding a location and staying there for a month or whatever. It won't be as much because it's hard to kind of settle in at least a little bit and like actually get deep work done and stuff whenever you're literally traveling every single day. It's been awesome. I mean, shit, where we go, we went through West Virginia, you know, cities. We went through Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Colorado Springs, Denver, Kansas City. I don't know if I said that. A bunch of cities. Cleveland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Illinois, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot. Yeah, it feels like ages ago whenever I was making coffee in this van in Pennsylvania, you know, and that morning before starting this trip, and it was only 2 weeks ago, you know. Couldn't ask for a better trip. The van did awesome, you know. I got stuck in Denver, but that was no big deal. Put some chains on and got her out. Other than that, it's been really comfortable. The installation's been awesome. Yeah, I guess I'll show you. Kind of running out of stuff here to say before I close out. But overall, you know, like I said, obviously, what I came to do for this trip has been done. So I have no complaints. But there's that fish again. It's pretty cool. It's still there. Just Toby walking around. Yeah, I got that bear bell and light on his harness there. Keep track of him. Yeah, I mean, it's just National Forest Road cabin behind me. I don't have a key to the cabin. That's for the older generations, you know, so I just stayed in the van. So the cabin's right to my left. I don't really think I'm gonna show it, but there's the van. Parked it just right in the parking lot here. It's been nice. Like I said, it's super quiet. You can see the stars. There's a cabin up there last night. And there was no one that drove on this road, so it was super quiet, really nice. It got cold, but the heater was doing fine. But yeah, that's probably it. And I'm sorry if this is a terrible shot. I can't, with my camera, it's an awesome camera for video and everything, but with the flip down screen with the tripod, you can't see the screen. So I'm just looking at a lens, so that's another thing I learned from this trip. I'll probably make the purchase to buy. They make a little side mount thing so I can see the screen when it's filming me, because right now I have no idea what the image looks like. It could be filming my chest or above my head. I don't really know. I'm kind of guessing. And that's been through the whole trip, so if there's been any bad shots, sorry. Still super weird to be talking into a camera, but I'm getting more and more used to it, I think. But I really am glad I'm doing it, because I think it's awesome to be able to document this stuff, you know, and especially all the little details, kind of the day-to-day, because it's hard to remember. Even this just a little 2-week trip, if people were to ask me over and over again like how it was and everything, I'm sure I wouldn't remember 75% of the details. I would just probably tell them like, yeah, it was cool, you know, or whatever. But now to be able to document it as I go, I think it's definitely worthwhile. I mean, it's you know, it's work to set the camera up, remember to record certain things and talk into it, which is weird, I think. And then editing it, I'm sure will be a project later on. I definitely think it'll be something that's worthwhile and that I'll probably, you know, continue to do. At least when it's done. I don't know if I'm gonna film while we're building, maybe a little bit. I kind of feel like I want to get it done quick. I don't know if it'll get in the way and delay that time. Maybe I'll record a little bit, but definitely once I'm doing this full time and the van's done, my plan is to, you know, do videos like this for as long as I'm doing this. I'm just gonna drink my coffee and quit ranting and boring all you guys and just talking to the camera because I got time to kill. Again, yeah, just kind of relax, drink coffee, read a book, whatever, and just wait for people to start showing up.